Human stewardship plays an important part of forest health. That's why one of Metro Vancouver's staff biologists is in Lynn Headwaters Regional Park today. She's collecting data as part of a forest health plan that was triggered in part by an insect infestation that has affected the trees.
The western hemlock looper moth impacted the forests of the North Shore after about 2019 to 2022. Their larvae will actually eat the leaves of conifer trees, mainly western hemlock, and also sometimes the leaves of the understory, including salal and huckleberry.
The moth population explosion is part of its natural cycle, but its appetite for leaves has left the trees weakened.
Those trees have become hazardous and dangerous to park users and public and some of our park infrastructure.
Unfortunately, we had to remove a lot of the trees, and the reason is that they were all within striking distance of either a home or the entry road to the park and the power lines that supply the park with power.
It is a sensitive, steep bank where all the trees are being fallen. So the solution for that is to use helicopters to vertically lift logs that have been fallen off the bank.
This also prevents erosion and helps preserve small trees and understory plants.
A healthy, thriving coastal forest in British Columbia would be full of big old cedar and old fir trees surrounded by younger trees, pockets of new growth and lots of coarse woody debris all over the ground.
In order to help the forest reach this healthy balance, about 1,700 new trees are being planted in spring 2023.
We made the choice to replant with western red cedar and Douglas fir trees because those are the trees that you would see in an old growth forest. We wanted to try and kickstart the process of creating this old forest that's resilient to impacts such as hemlock looper and other impacts of climate change.
These newly planted trees will be monitored and maintained to give them the best chance of growing into a resilient forest.
In the future, we'll know this ecosystem is thriving if it has a diversity of trees and shrubs and wildlife persisting on their own without help from any humans. It's already recovering, it's rebounding, there's coarse woody debris, there's wildlife using it, so I think it's well on the way.